Hey everybody, it's Trinity with Moonstone Mystics. I'm not here for a reading today. I am here with just my conversation with the divine, um, and my paints because we're working on this. Um, if this is something that you really, really like, and you've enjoyed watching, or if you enjoy watching the process of me making it, it will be available for sale at some point over at, we're planning a City of Light Spiritual Center. We're trying to get an art gallery with an auction to raise money for the church. And so that's where this will be going, and you can show up and bid on it, and you'll have a little piece of something that, was on YouTube. Anyway, I was talking with the divine this morning because my daughter asked me a question that has been bothering her, and she is 13 years old, and she asked what kind of a job I thought would be good for her. And that led me to thinking, what what's our purpose? And does our job have to be our purpose? And the resounding answer was no. And so it kind of got into a conversation with my higher power about, the misconception of what your purpose here on this planet is. And genuinely, your purpose does not have to be the thing that generates an income. It can be, I'll give you a really good example. In my birth chart, it's confirmed that part of what I'm here to do on this planet is to be some form of a spiritual leader. Well, what does that look like? And for me, it doesn't necessarily have to mean that I'm generating an income. Would I welcome it? Absolutely. And I'm making moves to, go forward with being able to generate an income from the gifts and talents that I have in talking with the divine. Just through getting into graduate school and getting my doctorate in divinity. However, one of the more important things to remember is that I can be a spiritual leader through a 12-step program as a sponsor. That is a spiritual leader. And moreover, I think that it is important for me to note that my biggest purpose here on this planet is to be a good example of what divine will is. And that may seem simple, but there's a lot of profound responsibility that comes with being a good example. And I'm not going to lie, I don't slay that every day. There are some days where I really mess up in my ability to be a good example. But so long as I try, and so long as I did better than I did yesterday, not that healing is linear, but so long as I'm keeping in my conscious contact with my higher power, so long as I am working toward, I don't think I'll ever attain spiritual perfection. And I don't know that it's possible for anybody, but we can certainly move toward that in our efforts. And being a good example of God's will on earth for me means that I don't need to scramble. It means that all I have to do is really be sovereign in myself, Do good things in the community. Little mitzvahs is what the Jewish community likes to call them, or good deeds if you're not Jewish. I am actually not Jewish, but I have a best friend who is, and what a great community. They are just wonderful. They're wonderful. But it's it's nothing that you need to be worried about. Your purpose here on earth doesn't necessarily mean that you're supposed to be a doctor or you're supposed to be a musician. I think if we can look at detaching our income from our purpose, ironically, they seem to converge. And I'm really privileged in a way because I have been able to work on that concept with myself and really start to surrender to that process. But ironically, as I have surrendered to that process, all of a sudden I realized that money was coming to me just by being myself. Did I have to invest in myself and educate myself a little bit more in what I was doing? Absolutely. And I will continue to do so because there's always more to learn and there is no way I'm going to know everything about everything. But I can focus my efforts. I can invest in myself in a way where I can then turn around and help my community at large. And it's something that I really love doing on a regular basis. What else, Spirit? What else can I talk about? There is a lot of turbulence right now in the world, and a lot of people are struggling. And what I'm hearing is the recommendation for how to deal with that struggle that in your own personal life, if you're dealing with that, where you've got emotions coming up that you thought you dealt with a long time ago. Honestly, turn around and do something for someone else. Are you being naughty? Yes. My dog. If you have been distractible because you've got a lot of chaos going on in your life, know that you're not alone. And the recommendation is to turn your focus onto something or someone else. If you can't get out of your house, find something to clean. I hate that advice, and the universe knows it, and my guides are laughing at me right now because they know that that's the last thing I want to do. But when especially if you can do something for someone else, without the goal of having, any kind of recognition for doing it, like just do it because it's the right thing to do. Find someone who can't do something, like a neighbor who can't mow their lawn or shovel their stoop. Go over and do it and don't take credit. If you start doing acts like that when you're feeling in the doldrums, trust the universe sees that and will send you messages to show you exactly how much you're valued. And that's not to say that that's the goal in it. It's just that's the natural response. It's, hey, thanks for helping out. Thanks for helping out one of my children. That's really what it looks to be. As you can tell, I have issues with my technology and should probably clean my office so that I can find my phone stand. It might be helpful. But that's the thing. It's like, I'm taking a break right now to come in and talk with you and talk with Spirit at the same time. And I am putting in as much love as I can into doing this painting, because whoever owns this later, I want them to feel all the love and the peace and tranquility that I want to embed in this painting. And I'm kind of looking at this painting and I'm seeing something. Let's see, what minute? I'm on 10 minutes and 45 seconds. And I've only got this little part done right here. Just as I'm talking, I'm slowly manipulating the medium. Now, I can look at this progress and say, oh my gosh, that's not happening fast enough. Or I can sit in the moment and enjoy the process, no matter how long it takes. Because eventually, if I do that, just day by day, step by step, 10 minutes by 10 minutes, eventually this whole thing is going to be done. It's going to be matted and framed, and it's going to be hung in a gallery to be bid on. And then it will move on. And what it has done is transmuted some of the chaotic energy that I'm feeling into something that's beneficial into the world. This is one of the transmutation methods. But that also tells me that we all need to be a little easier on ourselves in the speed of the progress that we've been taking. This is not a race. The only winner in this is you. You're not competing with anyone else. This path is truly your own. And sometimes taking it slow also indicates that you can do it thoroughly. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm taking my time, but procrastinating in the process. It's still taking action, but not being frustrated if the progress isn't going as fast as we want it to go. And I am hearing that that is my message today. If no one's told you yet, know that I love you. Take care.